Alright, check this out. You guys are back on the Hater World, and I'm Blue Devil. What we have going on today is a video that is titled Spanky Loco on why slapping Beep ended his career. Now, look, I gotta look over there because the damn mic is in the way. But Spanky Loco, for those that don't know who he is a Chicano rapper out of LA. Okay, I don't think he's a rapper no more. I think now he's just a tattoo artist. He's mostly famous for doing what he did to the legendary damn, I'm trying to rephrase this to the point where I don't disrespect the legend. And I don't really want to say his name for the simple fact of I don't want to be the one to say it. I want somebody else to say it, right? If you get my drift. When somebody is passed, and especially somebody of that stature, somebody that actually meant something, you don't throw them under the bus or talk about them in a distasteful manner. So I'm not gonna say his name, right? But check this out. Let's cue all that. Before we get into this video, salute to everybody on last night's live. It was lit. We had like 1,100 people. We probably peaked like at 1,100, dropped down to like 7 or 8. You know, it gets pretty boring talking about the same individual over and over again. Now, look, very simple. Shame on you for those that are around this guy and are not telling him the truth. Shame on you to those people that are around this guy and are not telling them what's going to happen to him if he continues to speak the way he does. I am backing off of this guy only because I already heard rumblings of what this guy got coming. So, you know what? I don't know anything. I don't know nothing. Leave me out of it. You win. Very simple. I will address this again tonight on tonight's 200 Boys podcast. So pull up tonight, 200 Boys at 6 p.m. Maybe 7. Let's do 7. Let's do 7 p.m. So pull up tonight, 7 p.m. I will address this for the last time. And after that, we will let this guy think that he did something great in his life. With that being said, Spanky Loco speaks on why slapping Beep ended his career. We gonna try to touch this one up with you know, we're gonna tippy toe on this one. All right, it is a touchy subject that I did not even want to get on, but everybody kept sending me this video, and I said, you know what, I gotta give the people what they want regardless. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. With that being said, let's go ahead and watch this video and get you guys a Blue Devil reaction. Let's get it. Now, before
I want to ask you,
before I press play, just know that whatever is said in this video, it is not. We do not feel the same way. Okay, we're gonna just say that right now. Whatever I feel or the platform feels, I'll say it out of my own mouth. All right, we're only basically watching the video and see what this guy is talking about. All right, let's go. Yeah, let's go.
I want to ask you about this before we get too far into the current state of affairs. But there's a very old video on YouTube of you running down on a guy who, from what I could tell, seems like he's somewhat of a known guy. His name was Night Owl. You gave him the business.
A lot of people.
I remember this video. I'm not sure the exact time frame, but it had to be like 2007, 2008, maybe. And when I will tell you this, I was talking to a close homie from San Diego yesterday, and we were talking about this. And when I seen that video, it crushed me, bro. Because the guy they're talking about is a legend in Chicano rap. He is a legend. He is a bad rapper. When I mean bad, I mean the great when it comes to Chicano rap. One of the greatest. I believed his lyrics. I believed his music. And when I seen that, I was just crushed. Like, wow. You know, not to say he was a punk or scared, because we don't know the circumstance, even though we hear about it. It's just the fact that it happened. I was just like, wow. You know, but rest in peace to the legendary Chicano rapper, Night Owl. Forever will have a stamp in the game. Forever will mean a lot to a lot of people. You know, he definitely has a stamp and legendary status in this Chicano rap game. Let's go.
People didn't like that.
Really? What?
A lot of people didn't like that.
Facts.
Really? What caused that scenario in the first place?
Rest in peace, Night Owl.
Oh, he passed. Okay.
Rest in peace, Night Owl. Night Owl was a legend.
Mm.
You feel me? When it comes to the Chicano rap in our demographic, he was a legend, homie.
Facts.
Where was he from?
San Diego.
Okay.
San Diego. But you know, it comes down to like those instances where like, are we being embraced by the big homies or are we being deterred by the big homies?
What does that mean?
You know, and it's easy to be like, you know, this is my game, you know.
And that's the vibe he was giving you?
That's the vibe that's the vibe that we got. It was like
Look, I don't know what he meant by deter, big homies, all this mumbo jumbo. I'm gonna just put it very simple in layman's terms. When you're from the streets, it's all fair game, except for what's off limits. Those that are in the game know what off limits is. You know how far you can take it. You know the rules. You know the regulations. If this guy is playing the game and this guy is playing the game, you know, anything could happen. It could be this guy victorious. It could be this guy victorious. And to say Night Owl was a motherfucking gangster. Night Owl was a G. I don't know much about Spanky Loco, but I'm pretty sure, you know, he with the functions or was. You know, Night Owl, you could tell right away he was tapped in, and you know, they was both playing the game. You can't really be mad when you look at it from the spectrum of the streets. You know, it's not like a bystander. You know, it's not like a gangbanger did something to a bystander. They was both in the streets, so it was fair game.
I don't know. We had a session. We had a session set up to work together, and I was very excited about this. You know, he had like legendary cocaine. Shout out cocaine. My big dog cocaine. My Carnilio.
I thought you were saying they just had a with cocaine. Okay.
No, cocaine the musician, homie.
Got it.
Legend.
Hey, Adam's wild for that one, huh? Adam is sitting there like, ooh, cocaine. You know, cocaine from Pomona, from SGV.
Legendary cocaine.
I was surprised you were going to just talk about that so freely.
Well, he from SGV, right?
You know, he had a lot of these accolades under his belt that were, you know, to admire. You know, he worked with a lot of legends. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, reaching out and trying to connect and trying to make that connection, it was like, I don't know, he probably thought like, these fools, fuck these guys. And so he said he would come, and we, you know, like we sitting here waiting for him, he never came. So he, you know, he's me, hey, I'll be there next week for sure. Friday, expect me there. Friday came again, paid the engineer. Nobody came. So there was,
and that's like, if you don't fuck with me, just let me know. You know.
So it wasn't just that.
Oh shit.
That fine, you couldn't.
Look, at this point, I'll tell you like this. I understand Adam is being a journalist. He wants to know about this situation. He got a guest, Spanky Loco. So Adam went into the computer archives and looked up Spanky and saw all the things that he's about, right? Tattoo artist, does music, had this achievement in his life of doing something to somebody else. Whether we look at it like an achievement, he probably does. I don't. You know, I think that was a bad look. And so Adam is doing his journalist. I don't blame him. Plus, he's putting the homies on. You know, now people are now 5 million people have seen and heard about Night Owl and Spanky Loco, right? But I don't think Spanky Loco should have addressed this. I think that this was not for no jumper. I think Spanky should have said, hey, respectfully, I don't want to speak on the deceased. I don't want to speak on the legend. It was distasteful and it was a mistake, and I just want to leave it there. We can talk about other things. To bring up something like this when you're going to have hundreds, maybe thousands of people reminiscing on something you did can bring you bad karma. But listen, every man is their own man and makes their own decisions. Let's go.
Make it whatever.
Right.
But there was the internet was starting to pop off. It was barely popping off, and now little blogs were coming up. And for our genre, we had Chicano blogs pushing our music.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going on this blog. I try to go on these blogs and post.
CalifaRap.net.
Like communicate with folks and go whatever the fuck. And I remember seeing like a post on the blog, something, and someone hit me up. Hey, fool, you see what Night Owl's writing on there? Like, he writing some reckless shit. Like, I think you hanging out with his girl or something like that, or somebody he was fond of or talked to or something. She was hanging out with us.
See, this is too much already. This is too much. How many views this got? 20,000, 3 days. It's all Chicano people that seen that. This is too much though, because now you're involving his old lady or his wife or his past wife. Listen, the man is deceased. Let's kill this, because this is not right. This is not right. Those that were around at that time know what happened, know the people that were involved. Everybody that was around at that time knows that he's talking about CalifaRap.net. Everybody that was around at that time know the stories on what happened in that room and what happened after. If those that recall after, phone calls were made, money was paid, people moved, big situations happened. All right. Those that know. I'm not going to sit here and talk about it, but I will say rest in peace to the legendary Night Owl. I don't think Spanky Loco should have brought it up, but hey, again, he does what he does. That's him. Shout out to him. Shout out to Adam. Shout out to Chicano Rap that somehow made it on the big platform. With that being said, we're going to kill this video where we're laying, call it a day, and move on to the next one. I just wanted to bring a little bit of awareness to the situation. Rest in peace to the late, great Chicano rap legend, Mr. Night Owl. And with that being said, I'll see you guys tonight on the 200 Boys podcast at 7 p.m. Let's get it.